Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, a game where characters from multiple franchises all come together to duke it out amongst each other. It got me thinking, what other games feature crossover between game series, or really anything that shouldn't normally be there? Some of the more obvious choices would be from a game like Soul Calibur 6, with guest characters like Geraldo from The Witcher or 2B from Nier Automata. Or what about MKXL, which featured Jason Voorhees, Leatherface, the Xenomorph from Alien, and the Predator from, The Predator. But all of these choices kind of fit, right? They all make sense within the confines of that particular game. But what about some guest appearances that just don't belong at all? Here are 8 of the weirdest cameos in gaming. Number 8, Hideo Kojima in the Metal Gear series. When he isn't busy being shunned by Konami or writing stories about time-traveling space babies, the prolific creator-director of the Metal Gear series also has a knack for putting himself into his own games. In fact, you can find references or visuals to Kojima in every single mainline MGS game.
What took you so long?
It's really not that big of a surprise, considering how much of Kojima's work is influenced by film. Directors like Alfred Hitchcock were notorious for having cameos of themselves in their own work. Kojima has even cited the Hitchcock film North by Northwest as one of his many influences in creating the MGS series. Number 7. Michael Jackson in Space Channel 5 Part 2. It's pretty clear that Michael Jackson was into gaming. He was one of the original composers for Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and he even has his own Sega game, Moonwalker. But if you want to see him dancing and shooting with Ooh La La, you'll have to play Space Channel 5 on the Dreamcast, or one of its many ports.
Roger. Everyone, follow me.
Number 6. John Romero in Doom 2. John Romero, he is the equal parts genius and infamous level designer of Doom. He may have lost a good bit of industry credibility when he tried to make everyone his bitch, but we still love him, and his impaled head will live on forever in the final level of Doom 2. Players had to use a cheat code to see his head. It was actually located behind the texture of the final boss. It's a bit difficult to find, but it's not surprising coming from the man who designed an Easter egg that took 24 years to find. Number 5, Shrek in Tony Hawk's Underground 2. The Tony Hawk series is well known for having some pretty off-the-wall secret characters, but the one that really takes the cake is everyone's favorite ogre, Shrek. The Green Guardian of the Swamps rides around the streets of Thug 2 on a skateboard made of planks. And the best part of all, it's super simple to unlock him. You only have to complete the game on easy mode one time. Then the multi-layered ogre is yours for keeps. You'll be skating circles around all of the professional legends of the skateboarding world, since Shrek has the highest stats in the entire game. Rightfully so, if you ask me. Number 4, Hornet in Fighters Mega Mix. When not racing down the Daytona Speedway, Hornet, the car from the hit Sega arcade racing series, can apparently become sentient, stand up, and join in the fight with the rest of the Virtual Fighter and Fighting Vipers crew. Hornet can be unlocked by beating the Secrets section of Fighters Mega Mix. He, or it, I don't know, can stand on its rear wheels and punch with its front wheels. When Hornet becomes damaged, its body will break apart, revealing its engine. It even has a voice.
Fight! Ready, go!
Honestly, all of the secret characters in this game could have made this list. They're all completely ridiculous. Number 3, Fred Durst in the Fight Club video game. Why? Just why? Fred Durst, the lead singer, rapper, screamer, fitted hat wearer of the band Limp Bizkit, was for some reason an unlockable character in the PS2 and Xbox game Fight Club. Although today he really only makes the headlines for being drop-kicked by a member of the Insane Clown Posse. Fred Durst and Limp Bizkit were at one time a huge band. It's no secret that Mr. Durst is a big fan of gaming. This wasn't his first foray into the video game world. Back when the Sega Dreamcast was first released, he was part of a promotion where unsuspecting SegaNet subscribers could win a signed Dreamcast console from the man himself. As to how he weaseled his way into Fight Club, your guess is as good as mine. Number 2, Bill and Hillary Clinton in NBA Jam Tournament Edition. Bill Clinton, The 42nd President of the United States and Hillary Clinton, the first woman to win a U.S. presidential race by popular vote, were both unlockable characters in the 1994 arcade basketball game NBA Jam Tournament Edition. Who says politics don't belong in gaming? To unlock these two legends of basketball, you have to enter a specific code into the game's name entry screen, followed by a button combination.
Williams, no good. Plays it up, heating up.
And finally, number 1, Sega Gaga. This one is a bit different from my previous choices in that it's not just one single cameo that's out of place. It's an entire game filled with a plethora of unusual guest appearances from Sega's entire history of characters. This Japanese exclusive was one of the final games ever released for the Dreamcast. I might be a bit biased in picking this one just because I want to play it so badly, but unfortunately, I don't speak Japanese. Sega Gaga is an RPG that actually sort of parodies the Dreamcast downfall, with the main villain being an evil corporation that is strikingly similar to Sony. And as you may know, the oncoming release of the PS2 and its fancy DVD player were one of the main reasons for the Dreamcast's commercial failure. This game breaks the fourth wall by making a parody of Sega's real-life financial situations. It tasks the hero with saving Sega from becoming obsolete. Sega Gaga features many of Sega's classic characters in a way that you've never seen them before. Like Alex Kidd here. It's not Alex Kidd the video game character, it's Alex Kidd the person. He can be seen reminiscing about being a failure of a mascot, since he failed to outsell Mario. But hey, at least he's old enough to drink.
バカ、俺は今年で38だ。
And then the game really pulls out all of the stops in its epic final battle, when all of Sega's characters team up to fight for one last time. Sure, there are mainstays like Sonic, Tails, the axe-throwing zombie from House of the Dead, and a fish. I mean, the bass from Sega Bass Fishing, of course. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. There are so many little nods to Sega history in this game that if you're a Sega fan like me, you'll find plenty to love. Here's hoping the English fan translation will actually see completion. And that brings me to the end of my list. I hope that you enjoyed it. What are your favorite gaming cameos? Who did I miss? Thanks for watching, and see you next week.
Game. Rats. Game.